Games Workshop's basement, hosted by John Quennell, Danny McDevitt, Heffelfinger. I'm Dicky, and it's Grim After Dark.
Guys, welcome to Grim After Dark. We are Warhammer 40,000's only late night show for some reason. My name is John, and I'm here to misinform and entertain as we talk about the goings-on over the last week in the world of Warhammer. Tonight we have a full slate as we find out what we've been up to in the last week. In a very special edition, our patented Canadian WTC themed state of play. WTC this time standing for We Talk in Canada. And we're going to test Danny's knowledge in whose grunt is it anyway. We're going to hit the low points of the community as we go around the net, and we're going to carry on with Abby the Despoiler episode 2. Guys, this is roadmapped up to episode 20, so please make me stop it because it's a hell of a lot of work. But before we get started, let's meet the team who are going to bring you all of this terrible content this week. First up, he's got a true bill of friendship. He's advised me to state that he brings a wealth of tabletop knowledge and experience to the table. He currently resides in Moscow, Idaho. It's Danny McDevitt. Danny, how was Canada?
It was actually really nice, John. I was trying to be complimentary to Dicky in our Discord.
Yeah.
And he shit all over me for to try and, like say, hey, all the things that people say about Canada, they're not true. It's not a shithole. Like there's not a bunch of angry beavers there that'll kill your dog. Like, no, it's actually a nice place.
Way. Angry Beavers was phenomenal. But by the way, you guys watching or listening at home obviously couldn't see it, but Danny's face when I pronounced Idaho was sublime. It's to die for.
You also mispronounced Moscow, but it's fine.
I just didn't want you to be Russian. That's fine. Anyway,
you did. You pronounced it like the Russians did.
Rounding out our trio for tonight, we did have a guest lined up, but he was carried away. He was asking people if they'd heard of the Falcon Initiative, I would assume in preparation for Charity Hammer. But Val is away in his actually Canada's third mandated paternity leave. They get multiples, guys. It's not fair. But it's the master of the digital short. He's responsible for everything you don't see that isn't a bumper or me talking. It's Dicky.
Ooh, I get music. I'm back, baby. Hello.
How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Dicky, you're back. We're going to talk a lot more about your adventures in I think it's pronounced Europe with the WTC.
Yeah.
And in a little bit, there's a couple things I want to touch on first to kind of really ground us in the material. The first one is I want to pull up this first slide here. This is Sam7322. Let us know on YouTube. It was Val and I alone at the helm last week. And we decided for that to be the week where we talked the most about playing the game of Warhammer out of any episode we've ever made.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. We talked a lot about the actual game.
It was weird. You guys really play this game, though.
I know. Like, of all of the combos of our hosts, that isn't the two you would expect that to come from. But Sam said, solid 40K discussion this week. Despite that, I still really enjoyed the show. So thank you. I think that was my favorite comment.
Thanks, man.
Because it went up there. The next thing I want to kind of ask you, because this came up sort of last minute after I wrote the show and I wanted to throw it in here, is yesterday in Australia, or probably next week, I don't know how time works there, Camilleri, please let me know, the Women's World Cup for football or soccer finished with Spain versus England, with Spain thankfully winning. And then at this, if we go to slide 2 here, that's the president of the Spanish FA congratulating the captain of the Spanish women's team by kissing her on the lips, like full mouth kiss.
That's a deep kiss.
Deep kiss. Press have reported. You might be surprised. She did not like that. But
no,
that's okay. What? My question for you guys before we get going: why doesn't Mike Brandt congratulate winners of the Good Games Workshop Opens in a similar way?
How do you know he doesn't?
Yeah,
that's how you got to get the golden ticket.
Yeah,
the games are for fun. The tickets for kisses.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that it shows kind of the level of interest that Mike has on true competitive 40K if he's not willing to kiss the players. I feel like
if you're a TO and you're not open mouth kissing your winners,
What are you even doing?
are you even trying to grow your community? I don't think you are.
You're trying to. You're definitely not growing yourself like this guy is.
Oh, he's definitely grown.
Oh.
But anyway, got a lot to get through, so we're gonna go past that and straight into a brand new. Yeah,
Do you notice his eyes are closed?
Oh yeah, he's enjoying this.
Into it.
He was like sitting in the stands, be like, "Please score." I mean, the 1-1-0, but it's like, "Please score so I can kiss you in the lips." Yeah,
I would need this.
yeah. All of our coverage of the Spanish on this show, by the way, not great. It's not paying them in a fantastic light.
Right.
But we have to let Dicky press a button now. We have to give him time to stand as we have a very special state of play. You guys can't see because he's obviously just a foul footer right now. He literally did stand, and he did say before while we were setting up the show here tonight that he would stand for. I was like, even if it's kazoos,
even kazoos.
Yeah, he stood, and you guys can't hear it, of course, but he played the Canadian national anthem.
I sang it actually. Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
Dicky, you were so good at it. I thought it was professionals.
Thank you.
That's
pride
true.
myself. Yeah, I pride myself.
That's true. But yeah, as usual, we're gonna have our standard disclaimer up here. There will be discussion of the actual game of Warhammer 40,000 ahead. Let's hope that there's an ahead on people's screens and it isn't cut off.
Is it just cut off, or is it me, or is it you?
It's
me
as well.
Maximize this window, Dicky. I feel like we've had this problem before.
There. Is that better?
Perfect. Yeah, let's cut off the top. Okay. Nothing important happens there.
We got it. We did it.
Dicky, you were lucky enough to attend the World Team Championships, I believe, for Warhammer, over in somewhere in Europe this year. I think near Amsterdam. Benedict Direct showed pictures of himself in Amsterdam. Yep. But you were a coach for Team Canada, and I said before you in the week you were away, I was like, you were going to coach your team to a respectable mid-table finish. How did you do?
I wanted to ask you guys a question first. So what do you know about the WTC?
Like, are you saying we talking Canada? Are you talking?
No, I think that the whole event, the whole shebang.
I'm pretty familiar with it. I feel like, but why don't you talk to me like I'm just an American, Dicky?
You got that, and I can do that.
Canadian.
For me, it's kind of like there's an old comic. I mean, The Boys is a TV show now, but there's an old the Herogasm arc of The Boys in the comic is when all the superheroes say they have to go and fight a cosmic threat, and all of them need to go at once. And really, they're just going to go party and hang out and bang. My understanding of WTC is it's just an excuse, just to hang out and bang. Yeah.
I thought it was just kind of like a big circle jerk kind of a thing.
Yeah. They have to invite Americans because their biscuits are bigger.
It's the wanking team championship, which I get.
Yeah.
You get that?
Yeah. And all of the
finger blasting. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. All the finger blasting is actually scored in a scale of 1 to 20, even though no one else does it that
20
way.
Well, I first of all, I wanted to say, so I went for the War Master, which is the singles, and after round one or after day one, I decided to drop day two, which is a very common thing, to be totally honest.
So did you win any? Let me just update this table here.
I will talk. We'll go through.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Victory here. I think before I say anything,
I want to make sure your losses are properly tracked.
Well, I mean, look, let's be honest here. Like, your guys are right next to France, so it makes sense that you couldn't, hold out the courage to stay for day two. I get it. Like, it's infectious.
Well, you know what? I told myself that I wanted to just go for day one, get the experience, and drop day two. So I'm a man of my word.
I have a follow-up question for you here, Dicky. If you were 3-0 at the end of day one, would you have dropped that word so incredibly fast?
I would have actually dropped. I was ready for
Wow.
4 days of teams after that, by the way, guys. So it's a lot, man. And I know myself, and I know I was going to get pooped, and I know I was going to drink too much, probably one night, and need to recover. So I said, you know what, 3-0 or not, I'm dropping. I'm dropping, baby. So first, I wanted to give kudos to Isaac, Tom, Neil, Jay, and Calvin, who are the TOs of the event or the organizer of the event. They did such a great job. Probably the best, most well-run, organized. Lots of judges. The terrain was fantastic. There was a bar in the venue, so you could just walk right over to the bar. It was the best event, and I've been to a lot of really good events. I've been to the Frontline Gaming events, LVO. I was behind a black curtain, but I still kind of saw it. I've been to all of a lot of the GW events, and this one it takes the cake, honestly.
I will say, how would you rate the couches for sleeping on compared to LVO?
There was couches. There were terrible sleepers though, so I don't think you'd want to. Yeah, I think it
No.
the green room couch is what the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was a solid 10 out of 10. Just ask Seth, he'll tell you. So yeah.
So what did the terrain look like? What made this terrain like more spectacular than other places?
Great question. So the terrain was very competitive, and a lot of the terrain, especially in the singles, was like a medium density. So if anyone has seen on TTS or even I believe their advertisements during the show, they're kind of plastic card terrain. They look fine, but they're really functional and easy to use. And a lot of cases, there are set terrains. So I know the US and Canada, for that matter, we do a lot of player placed. This is all set right when you get to the table, or you have to set it up yourself when you get to the table, which is kind of a bummer. But it's really equal and very fair terrain. So yeah, I think that's why it was so good. Did it look like
Socialized terrain?
Yeah. Thanks.
Well.
So I think the trade was amazing. I bought a set when I was there because I was so happy with it. So yeah, I'm okay with the train. Yeah.
So what makes this terrain more competitive than Games Workshop's split terrain layout?
There's more of it.
Okay.
So there's two. Generally, there's two large L's.
Mhm.
Which you can hide Magnus or a knight behind, for that matter, and then there's going to be another 4 sets of small L's in train. There's no forest, but there's crates that you can put on there. So it's very like ruiny kind of train, and it's just more dense. There's just less firing lanes, which in this kind of lethal game that we have currently in 10th edition is really good. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any other questions?
No. So day one.
Day one.
You're a war master.
Yeah,
Yep.
I felt my day one. I got there nervous. I was playing a guy named Robin. He played for I believe he played for Team France, and he was playing Chaos Knights, and he had just a whole mess of little knights and like a magic chicken for some reason. So I don't know why, but that's what he had. So the game went really well for me. I went first. I was able to kill 6 knights turn 2, and basically from there take the game. So I got a 20.
I have no idea what that feels like whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Daddy. See you there.
Needless to say, I think my list was just really excelled at dealing with knights, so I felt good about that. Also,
what were you playing, Dicky?
I was playing CSM, so I had 2 units of Obliterators, I had a Abaddon and a big unit of Terminators, Forge Fiends, and all the other fixins. So I was super stoked, and my confidence was at an all-time high. I went to another country. I 20-0'd a guy. Guys.
Yeah.
You did just beat a Frenchman, though. It's like looking throughout history.
There's going to be a trend here. They were all French.
Oh, so you worked your way up the ladder.
Yeah. So full of confidence, I decided to go into a mirror match my next round with the Belgian CSM player. and his name is Sako, and he was actually 4th, so he finished 4th in the tournament. So you can definitely see where this game is going. Yeah, he was a cold-blooded killer, and he destroyed
Rack one up
me.
in the loss column. Okay.
Yep, that's a big L, baby. Are you just tracking it in the sheet as
Yep.
we're going?
Yep.
Yeah, great.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Needs to
You
be
can pull up that slide right now. Go down to slide 4.
I'm good. You know, I'm good. I'm good. We're gonna figure that out. He was honestly as good as he was such a gentleman. He took like a half an hour after the game. We just chatted about CSM and chatted about Belgium and all that stuff. So what a great guy. But yeah, murdered me, like destroyed me on the table. So then my last game was another Frenchman. This guy's English wasn't the best, so this was a kind of a new one for me. I've never had to navigate language problems. Go ahead.
Now, Dickie is a resident of Canada.
Yeah.
I just assume that you're bilingual and you also speak French, right?
Un petit peu. I have a little bit in there.
Okay, see, and that helped you though, I bet, didn't it?
Oh, why don't we?
Oh, it didn't. It didn't help you at all.
What was the air horn for?
Whenever people speak French, I have to play an air horn. It's in the contract.
Yep, that's in the contract, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. It was good. I knew his army. He was also playing CSM, so I was like, oh, okay. But he was also like a cold-blooded killer, and he was playing for Team France, I think. So I had 2 French and 1 Belgian player, so a lot of French going on. And also destroyed me again. And I was like, okay, well, it was a great day 1, and I'm done. And scene. So yeah, I think the War Masters was a dynamite event. I would totally go again, and totally play one day and then drop day 2. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. I want to say I just updated your stats here, adding in your 3 losses for day 2.
Yeah,
you're now at the perfect number on the cheese board.
Oh, let's look. Yeah, we are.
Nice.
Yeah, 6 wins, 9 losses.
I don't think we need to move here.
I think but also I want to say that you've played the most games by far. The battle's going to be between me and Val over if either of us can move our numbers at all. I believe it. All right,
and so, now it's time for the main event, guys.
Yeah,
the teams. So I've been working my butt off on team stuff. I'm gonna hit that button. I don't want to look at my record. I've been working my butt off for teams for a while now, learning everything I can about Thousand Suns, Demons, CSM. So that was kind of my mandate, my task. And I know the other coaches, we had 4 other coaches apart from me that were learning different factions as well. And I know the players were putting reps. And I think Riven, Martinez, you may know him as Scary, he put over 50 reps in with a new army, Necrons, from the time that he was given that army to when we went to WTC. So that's a lot of games, man. So yeah, everyone was worked, everyone was ready to go, and day 1, we had Croatia.
Yep.
Oh, here, I'll go back.
If you want to, I said I helped you out there.
Yeah, thanks, man.
There we go, perfect.
Yeah. So day 1, we played Croatia. This was Croatia's first year at the event, so we welcomed them with a loss. We beat them up real good. And we took our first win of the day. They were great guys. They were a bit worried, some though, because they're so close to Poland, and the Polish players are very good. 2 of the Polish players were actually on Croatia, so we had a bit of a worry there for a bit. I was like, oh no, this could go bad. But no, we took a solid win day 1. That was the only game of that day. So that was right after the finals of the War Master. So yeah. Any question, guys? One game in one day? That's easy, right? You guys can do that.
Yeah, sure.
What?
40 now.
There were super long rounds too. There were 4-hour rounds.
Wow. Well, because I mean, how long is pairings for? Like an hour?
Yeah, they usually give us an hour for pairings, which don't generally take that long. So yeah.
Also, like being in Europe where you get like 6 weeks paid leave for part-time jobs, you would get more time for games and casual activities as well.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions on the pairings process? I know a lot of people have like questions.
Yeah, like, so how do you pair?
Well, it's pretty simple. Basically, each team puts down a defender, or we call them first defender, and that's the kind of the list that you feel is always going to be that 10-10, or the draw type list, and the other team will put down their kind of draw list, and then they'll put 2 attackers to go into those defender lists, and then the defender gets to choose which of those attackers to play. So yeah. And it keeps going down there, and there's 8-man teams. Pretty simple, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
rotating back and forth, of course, to like so
Of
that
course.
once one team does a defender, and then they pick an attacker, then the next team does a defender, and then back to Canada choosing 2 more, for example.
Is there ever sort of like a time or a choice where people like the pairings, like they lose before the game even begins because of poor pairings?
Yeah, 100%. Like I can tell you, in a lot of our games, we actually paired into a draw. So you need 86 points in your team score in order to take a win. And there's a lot of cases that we paired ourselves into like a 77-point draw, and just we just saw where the
What's
sending clip art images.
nice?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. So there was a lot of the times where we did pair ourselves into a draw, and if you look at our stats at the end, we did get those draws. So I guess it all worked out? Question mark. So yeah.
Apparently. Now we have a question from Chad Dicky. How did Croatia's models look?
They look
Me
fine.
thinks that's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question. Thanks, bums. So one of their players didn't exactly have the models specific to what he took, but you know what? It's okay. As good old Canadian guys, we decided to let it slide, and we didn't worry about it. Some other teams didn't, but that wasn't us. So yeah.
Well, okay, so that kind of more reflects the Canadian, like I would say, spirit de corps, like where you're really kind of like making sure that you guys are putting your best foot forward and you're being great sportsmen.
Well, I mean, it's their first year there, so we want them to come back. Building the community is the most important thing, as you guys know. So I think for us, it wasn't worth it to call that out. So yeah. I don't know.
That's great.
Why
Hey,
make an
John,
enemy?
that Tim Hortons cup should be the largest picture on there, like, because that is the most important thing that Canada has ever done.
Hey,
Look, you're interrupting art at the moment. Ready? Bam.
Okay, so we went home. We had dinner. We thought about pairings for the next day, and we were on stream on Wargames Live the next day. So day 2 versus Norway. Yeah. So Norway, tricky Norway. They went up to Joe and said, if we lose to Canada, we're going to get a tattoo of Wargames Live somewhere on our bodies.
Oh, wow.
And Joe was quick to say, yep, no problem. See you tomorrow. So you can see Devin, our Thousand Suns player, play their captain, their GSC player, and actually hold that game quite well. So great job, Devin, in that matchup. We did draw that game. We got 81 points in the draw. So we just.
So does that mean like you get like a henna tattoo or something? Like I'm confused.
So in watching this stream back, they said that since it was a draw, he shouldn't have to get the tattoo. For instance, I think he should have gotten the tattoo still, because he didn't beat us. Yeah. Round 3, the last round of the day, we played Ireland. So what was this guy? Why is that guy in there?
This thing is called Immigration to Canada photo.
He's very friendly.
He's very friendly. Yeah. Okay. Well. Ireland was a super crazy round. We paired ourselves into an 88-point win, so just like a couple points from the win. We were able to get 90 points of that round. So nice. Great job, guys. And that was our second win of the event. So we were in out of the pod stage. We had 2 wins, 1 draw. So we were doing really well. The hat, man.
Now you know he's Canadian.
No, it's I guess, yeah. Or Yogi Bear, either one. Anyway,
Don't get distracted.
Yeah, I know. So day 3, man, what a grind! This was a marathon, not a sprint, that's for sure. I was pooped. at the end of this event. And I don't know if anyone has access to the Canadian WTC Facebook page, but I was trying to do updates, and I looked disheveled after day 3 because it was a long day. Day 4, by far our toughest time. So we were out of the pod stage, day 3. We were out of the pod stage and we're into the greater masses. So our scores really mattered here. So our first round was with Denmark. So we drew them 77 points. Awesome group of guys. Probably my favorite round of the event. And right after that, the Netherlands. And we did the old Canadian draw again, 78 points.
Oh, man.
So yeah. So right now we're on 2 wins and 3 draws. So yeah.
It's not terrible though, to be honest.
Yeah, not terrible.
No
losses. No losses. Day 4, we found our first loss. We played Team Germany. Germany is probably one of the most winning teams. I think just under Poland. We took a 67-point loss, probably our worst score of the week.
Should have said. I have so many insults I can call Germans.
Yeah. Look, Dicky. I mean, all right, buddy. Like, let's be quite honest here. They did to you guys what you did in the singles.
You're going back.
When you went right down the Maginot line, they did that right back to the Canadians. So
yeah, they got it. They got us. Zinger. And then day 4, we finished off with Italy. Canada has some history with Italy. I'm not going to go into it on this show. I probably could because of this show, but we've had a lot of strife with Italy. I was pleasantly surprised. The Italian players were great, but we got another draw. So that's 2 wins.
You know what?
Yeah,
that's pretty good because Italy is famous for cheating.
Yeah,
like I'm just gonna say it. Like that's just
wow.
That's my understanding of them in general.
Yeah,
and like every
that's a
Warhammer
Danny
game
slapdown.
That is a Danny slapdown. But you know what? Not so. I think they played a straight up game, and
good.
There was no funny business.
You love to see it, man. You know, look, everybody likes a redemption arc, right? So like, if they're playing pretty tight and to the rules, I think that's a great sign.
So final rankings, we were 14th overall out of 36 countries. So pretty happy. I'm a bit disappointed though, guys. I gotta say, you always want to go to try to get top 3. But of course, I think for me and I think the team, we definitely wanted to end up somewhere in the top 10. So I'm a little upset about that. But you know what? 2024, here I come. I think if anything, this I'm so pumped for teams, man. Teams 40K is so awesome. I'm so excited for it.
So I guess, like you said, you got a lot of draws. What do you think you guys could have done to turn some of those draws into wins? Because I think even 1 or 2 of those could have done you really well.
I think it's probably multiple things. I think maybe some of the lists that we brought didn't pair well in the meta that the Europeans had. So that's probably one thing. I don't know. I think it could have been multiple things. A couple points here or there really could have brought us. You saw our scores. We were very close to taking some of those draws into victories. So I think we're 1 or 2 things away from having a bang out year next year. Yeah,
that's great, man.
Yeah, dude.
So I'm really proud of you guys. I mean, no, look, I did say that you guys were going to win it, so
thanks.
I'm pretty disappointed about that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. Hey, look, it's not your fault. It's the people who actually played Warhammer there.
Yeah,
that was their fault.
That's right. No, that's one of the great things about being a coach is you can blame the guys that play and not yourself. So yeah, you're right.
I mean that in the nicest possible way. I think you guys did good, though. I think you guys did really good.
I feel Shania Twang, that's great. Look at you getting all your Canadian references. I really felt so proud of the team. We're going against some of the Ryan Reynolds, some of the best in the world, and I think it's pretty awesome that we can compete, that we can be in 14th position, so middle of the pack, kind of like John said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're we're not going to be top seed next year. We're going to be second seed. So we got some work to do next year for sure in our pairings. So yeah. Any other questions? How you doing, John? You're doing a pretty image, buddy.
Thanks, Dad.
He's gonna put it on the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's good.
He's gonna make it his desktop.
No, so like I said, I think what's great is that like what you did is like something like a lot of people talk about doing, but not many people actually do. And that's kind of like you're traveling to like a different country. You're like you are. So I'm getting distracted by dead mass here. You're traveling to a different country. You're playing 40K. You are kind of on that pathway to the national team, right? Because that's sort of what the coaching role is. You would say it's sort of like a pathway to player, or what would you say? What's your end goal for this?
Yeah, my goal. So I heard the I heard Val's story of a few years ago, and I said before I play, I want to go and coach, and that was my goal, was just to go see the competition there and learn from it. So that was everyone's different. There's some guys that just want to coach and just want to learn the pairings process, cool. and that's what they're into. I think maybe next year I want to try for playing. I don't know. Let's see if I can get my numbers up there.
How does Canada accept their players? Will you need the captain of Team Canada to just come on this podcast and say something awful, and then that'll be your pathway to the team, or is it like a different system? I'm not familiar.
Yeah, we have our system's rather open, so you just apply. So there's the process to apply and join the Canadian team Discord. It's done through, there's multiple factors, so player skill, of course, but also most importantly for us is attitude, ability to gel with the other team guys, and also not being a jerk is probably one of the biggest ones, and being a good person. So yeah.
All right, so if I work on the social stuff,
yes.
Can I apply?
Well, unfortunately, you're not Canadian.
Oh,
yeah. You should apply for Team America, Danny.
No, I don't want to be Team America. Those guys are jerks.
They turned Scottish for the first
how
time.
Canadian do I have to be?
How Canadian are you?
Yeah, half.
You're half Canadian. Oh, I think
Canada.
I think we can make half Canada work.
I'm just kidding. I don't really want to join Team Canada.
No.
But if I wanted to, that would be something that I could do.
Yeah, of course.
Do you guys take mercenaries, or do you guys focus specifically on Canadians?
I guess before Dicky, before you answer that, Danny, what's a mercenary?
Yeah.
So I believe, and I don't want to like cite WTC law here or
your so less fun since your law degree. Just say things you can be wrong. It's fine.
Yeah. Like, hey, look, I could be wrong, but a certain percentage of a team can be made up of folks that don't reside in the nation that they're representing. For instance, we have Dicky mentioned that there was some Polish players on the Croatian team, for example, and that's allowed. In fact, they even have United Nations teams, which are just grossly inefficient and overly expensive.
And like,
no, Dicky, do you guys take mercs?
We don't take mercs because we can fill a full Canadian team.
Nice.
So,
awesome.
but if you did want a merc, because there was two Canadian players that actually played on UN teams during the event. So if you do want to do that, you should probably join your country's roster and then kind of move out from there. So yeah.
Nice.
I think it's a great idea, though. I think both you guys have to get to WTC. I think you'd love it.
Cool.
I would love partying in Europe. I'm not good enough in Warhammer. I would be telling of my exciting 6 losses because Mama didn't raise no bitch. I don't drop. I will just continually lose.
John, just kill yourself.
Yes.
We need you to analyze the other players' weaknesses and psychologically intimidate them and harass them into doing more poorly.
You know I could do that.
I know you could do that. You could see that's why that's one of the great things about teams is there's a spot for every skill set.
It's true.
Whoa.
Also, there's a great.
He's to crush them psychologically.
he's to beat them up psychologically. But I was gonna say, John, they're trying to get way bigger into coverage. So there's a WTC coverage team And I think that would be a great opportunity for you.
Oh,
there.
it would. I work cheap. I work for a plane ticket and a hotel room. Heck, even half a hotel room. But yeah. Well, Dicky, great job on coaching WTC. We Talking Canada to a respectable victory. I am enamored with my creation, by the way, guys. If you are just listening, I'm gonna do my best kicker impression, but it actually counts this time. If you are just listening to this, you are missing out, because while Dicky described with perfect, by the way, clarity and amazing detail his time at WTC with Team Canada, to make him feel better, so I covered his 69 leaderboard. I Googled PNG Canada and then just stuck random pictures on there.
Random clip arts. Yeah.
Random clip arts. And we have a Mountie horse shooting an immigration man with a laser. We have Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, it's all. I'm going to keep that. We're going to put that
beautiful.
up on
I didn't know the
Facebook,
Canadians were so anti-immigration.
We are
the police there shooting the immigration guy. I mean,
well, it's the
that
horse.
horse is an officer, I'm sure.
It's the horse.
You can't assault the horse.
Yeah, but Bums is asking if we can post it on the Discord. We absolutely can. You can get access to the Discord anytime by becoming a member of Grim After Dark. Thank you for letting me shill. Dicky, congrats. Roll on to next year. But let's also roll on to State of Play.
Oh yeah. Just wait, fill time.
Oh man, so I'm drinking water today because I'm old.
Yeah.
And my body's starting to just be like, man, wouldn't it suck if stuff just doesn't feel great anymore?
John, how much water do you think you drink in one day?
Well,
have you measured that?
The past couple of days have been about 100 ounces.
Whoa!
Let me tell you. Oh, that's right. Screw State of Play. We can do that later, or around the night. We can do that later.
We did.
I'm mixed up right now, Dicky. This is very stressful. The only way to de-stress from a high crunch segment like that is by going to ask Danny and Danny alone, whose grunt is it anyway?
What? From the chat, John, to go against. I think that's the best way to go here.
Okay, you're gonna pick an opponent from the chat.
All right, everybody who wants to participate, put a number in the chat between 1 and 100. The closest number wins.
Fill for time.
Fill for delay.
Anyway, so John, you're drinking 100 ounces of water every day.
I am.
37?
Yeah, Mark Murphy won right away.
No, he didn't. Oh, man. All right. In the next 5 seconds, then we're closing polling. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So my number was 27. That's my lucky number. It always has been. So Miguel Fuentes.
Yeah. Miguel. Okay. So here's how it's going to work, guys, because I don't know how to loop you in at this point of the show. And honestly, I think looping Dicky into adding a thing to the show 40 minutes after it started would be a new low for me. So instead,
but not for me.
What I'm going to do, guys, if this works out great, we can actually work on the technology to do this more often. But we're going to start with Miguel. Miguel, we're going to just wait patiently for you to answer, but we would like you to type pretty quickly. So if you haven't ever listened to this game before or heard it before, we played it one more time. It was super popular. The idea is we're going to play a sound effect, and you have to tell us if it is porn or if it is 40K. That is it. The royal Dicky, went to War Games Live. Stop that.
And watched a bunch of porn on Sunday afternoon.
Watched a bunch of porn. And then grabbed a bunch of clips from last time. I still have the sounds here. We had things like this, like it sound like this guy here. That is a 40K clip. That is a noise from 40K. And then from this, like a new one here, just so you guys know, we'll go here. This is porn. Yeah.
Damn.
Which is beautiful. So I'm excited to go. Danny, I think as the guest, Miguel, I guess to go first.
Yeah. Let's do this. All right, let's hear the sound.
Yeah, let's hear the sound. So the first one I have here, I got to look it up because I had it randomized. Miguel, let us know. P for porn, 40K for 40K, or porn, whatever. Just let us know. This guy right here.
His wife is gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Your wife is going to be like, "What are you doing?"
40K.
All right. 40K. Miguel Fuentes
One more
going
time,
in.
John, that noise.
40K. One more time.
That's a porno noise. I'm sorry. I got to disagree with Miguel here.
You were wrong. That is absolutely a 40K noise.
40K.
No way. Who does?
So, Dicky, you want to explain this? You have this labeled as Joe Heavy.
Yes. So this is after day 2. That was the sound that Joe made when he was just like ending the day. So that was a heavy sigh from Joe, War Games Live Joe.
That's fair. All right. So yeah, we have a point here to Miguel. And then sound number 2. We're ready. Let's go with Miguel, if you want to type
porn.
in.
That's
porn.
porn. That's a porn noise.
Danny says porn. Okay.
Okay,
You seem very sure.
All right.
Can I hear it again once?
Miguel says porn. Jesus Christ, what kind of porn is this?
It was very surprised. It was a very surprised gentleman.
Okay, and I will say, yeah, that was porn. That absolutely was. And then we're going to protect Dickie's shame and not ask him where he found that or what it was.
Please do not. Yeah.
Wow. We don't shame here. Okay. So we're coming up here. Danny, you answer 1. Miguel, you answer 1. So it's right now 2-1 to Miguel.
Correct.
We have our third sound of 6 now. Oh! We have to have this in the middle of the show because YouTube checks the start and the end for monetization.
All right. I think it's 40K. But Jesus Christ.
Okay, Miguel, what are you saying for this one?
Miguel said porn.
So Miguel said porn?
Yeah.
Okay. That is porn. Good job. Good job, Miguel. And Danny, I can only assume your wife is in the room with you right now.
Miguel is 3 for 3.
3 for 3. He's killing it.
I am frightened to go against this. Oh my God.
Oh, Ronnie's saying that's Joe when someone rolls outside the box.
That's what I thought. It was like somebody getting excited about a good dice roll.
All right. So now sound
Miguel says he knows porn. Cool.
That's what you got to do. Okay. So we now have our 4th sound. Is this porn or is this 40K? And there's a bonus point later opportunity as well. But here it is.
That's porn.
Miguel?
40K.
40K.
Interesting. Okay. So you're split.
You're split.
Well, you should probably go with him. He's an expert.
He is because he got it right again. It was a 40K sound. Danny, I'm going to give you an opportunity to pull one back here with a bonus point.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to play this sound again. If you can tell me who this is, you'll get a bonus point, knowing that it's from a 40K stream.
It's actually hard.
I don't know.
Oh, it's Camilleri.
Camilleri.
That is the highest pitch Camilleri I've ever heard.
I caught a mid.
All right.
Okay. I can hear it now.
Yeah. I was worried because when we were originally going to have Pete play this game with you, I was like, well, he's streamed with Camilleri forever. He'll know his weird ticks and noises.
For sure.
All right. Here we go. Sound number 5.
Hey.
God, this game.
Hey.
That is That is true. That is true, Kim. That is the least amount of noise ever to come out of Adam Camilleri's mouth.
Jokes right
Yeah.
themselves.
I was going to say it's porn for sure. Miguel also says porn.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're both right. That is porn.
That is
It's obviously a great scene setup.
Do you know why? It's the audio quality isn't as good as the 40K.
Damn it,
Which
Dicky.
is odd. Yeah, sorry.
All right. And then last but not least, right here, we don't need a tiebreaker this time, Danny.
Okay, hold on. Miguel is like shot calling the name of the pornography, like in the chat, like saying he knows what it is.
I know that one.
That was the Pizza Man porn, by the way, you guys. Like, just so you know.
Hey.
No.
Ordered a sausage. Our last sound right here.
Oh God. Oh God.
One more time.
Oh God.
That's 40K.
Okay. Did you just say that because Miguel sent you the message saying it was 40K?
No, he hasn't typed anything yet. He was waiting for me.
Okay.
Oh God.
Like a gentleman. He says 40K as well.
Dude, he's a clean sweep, man. That is
that's incredible.
6 for
That's
6.
incredible.
I want to add this. There's a couple on here that I didn't put in. Dicky found some great clips. By the way, Miguel, great job. We have no prizes.
No kidding. Jesus.
You have no prizes, but you have added about an hour of work to Dicky's week to figure out how to do this better next time.
Oh man.
But yeah, so there's this one here that I love, but it was a little too obvious in my eyes. Oh no, it's the same Camilleri one. Never mind. And then there's this one here, which, Danny, what would you say this is? Would you say this is porn or 40K?
I'm good for pizza. I'm just gonna go eat sausage rolls for lunch.
That's porn, John.
Oh, you're so bad at this.
40K.
It's 40K.
What American is eating sausage rolls?
It's a WTC. It's not American.
Oh. Damn it.
He was like, the game is null and void.
I'm just really bad at this. I don't know what happened.
He's ordering sausage rolls, and you're like, "Oh, that's a porno for sure."
Yeah,
Oh,
they
so
eating
good.
sausage rolls.
No, I
Must
just
be
figured it
European.
was one of those things where they go up to them in public and they're asking them questions, kind of like a bang bus situation.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
What kind of movie though starts with, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm waiting for my bus." "Oh, I'm gonna go get sausage rolls." Well, I guess that would kind of work.
Bro.
That's okay. Let's wrap this up with about 10 minutes here. Let's go around the net, see how far we get.
Oh. God damn.
Let's do a
I'm so-
2-hour
Hey,
bumper.
who was
first.
that in the sausage roll clip? Do you?
First name Ewer.
Who is?
No, I have no idea who it is.
Are you asking who was the person?
Yeah,
that
who
ordered
was the
sausage
noise?
rolls?
The chat's
I'm good
Kim
for
is
pizza. I'm just gonna go eat sausage rolls for lunch.
That
Yes.
was the Canadian versus Norway game. That was Devin Swan ordering sausage rolls for lunch.
Okay, good to know. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah.
Just based on his commentary and
I
his
love-
expectation.
I love sausage rolls.
They're great. They're
So
very good.
We're gonna bust through some of these pretty quickly here. The first one to bring up is this one here I found online. It's beautiful. It's bigly. It's an Astartes anatomy. Danny, what do you see?
John, I see some big bones and a perfectly average size wiener.
Oh,
Why do you think it is that Belisarius' call hasn't focused more on the genitals?
Look, the wiener is not there for pleasure in an Astartes, John. It's there for functionality. And so you go for the quick draw, you go for the least target to remove their ability to procreate.
It's impossible
And,
to get your penis shut off when it kind of retracts like a turtle as well.
Yeah, and it might, you don't know, it might be like a kangaroo, which also retracts its testicles in its body.
Hmm.
A
That's
full
fair.
retraction, like snatched up. So
Does
I
it
wish
also
you could see my hand.
does
But it's
it
like a
spit
falcon
venom?
claw.
Actually, you're all wrong. It's actually a cloaca, and it's the most efficient form.
John, you know that that's not true. The cloacal kiss is fraught with peril.
All Astartes have cloaca. It's fine. Moving on here, Danny, you sent me this one, and I think my exact response is, "Why did you send me this? I'll just rage about it." What's going on here?
It's Games Workshop asking its players to tell them the truth. I'm ready to hear it. Well, not just players, but fans. And then it says, this is by the way, this meme is from Spider-Man 3?
No, it's the Spider-Man 1, I believe, right?
This is the first Spider-Man? Are you sure?
Yeah, at the end.
He looks like he's got the emo hair a little bit there. That's why
they're going to get together, but he's just seen his friend die, or his uncle, so he doesn't want to risk anyone else.
Good movie.
Great movie. Yeah.
Anyway, so Tobey Maguire is saying, aka Spider-Man is saying, well, Peter Parker playing Spider-Man.
Wow. Call him out. Wow.
We were more emotionally invested in text-to-speech than any story you ever produced. You, a massive corporation, were outperformed by some guys on the internet with PNG images making JoJo memes. And then it flips back to Games Workshop and says emotional damage, comma, 1 wound received.
I will say, based on their sales from last year, they have about 1.2 billion emotional wounds left. But
do you think that they took damage? I think they made their feel no pain here, my friends.
I enjoy text-to-speech device. I thought it was a fantastic burlesque of 40K. And I enjoyed the humor that it brought, and the similar way the shitty fan fiction I'm making brings joy. It's kind of celebrating something, right? But I looked stuff up for this. Writer John Goss defines parody as material that fools around with the material of high literature and adapts it to low ends. So that is still you're adapting. If it wasn't engaging in any way, then you wouldn't make it, or you wouldn't be engaged with it, because it's essentially the same thing. Also, text-to-speech device is not satire. It's not parody. It is burlesque in its truest form, because it takes your popular heroes, it takes the gods and all these characters, and it degrades them. And kind of that is where the entertainment is. So it's popular burlesque, but I don't think it's more engaging, and it really bothers me when people are like, yeah, it's so much better. I'm like, is it though? Is like the End in the Death Part 1 really worse than Kitten dancing and oiling himself in front of the Emperor? No, it bugs me. That's all. Dicky, you got anything you want to add to there? How do you feel about text-to-speech?
I loved it. I thought it was a great satire. It was a lot of fun. So
Not satire.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, it feels satire. Satire to Dicky.
I did about 30 minutes of research into this.
John, I never liked text-to-speech, so
I enjoyed it, but it got a little wanky towards the end.
Okay. It was fine.
Saying the original source material is nothing compared to the burlesque text-to-speech is saying that pickles are no better than Pickle Rick, which is just entirely wrong. Because there's this story, Danny, I don't know if you've heard. There's a scientist turned himself into the pickle. Just the funniest shit you'll ever see. That is high satire. That is far better than the source material.
I think I'm probably not smart enough to understand that. So
yeah, that's you're only doing a
breaking it down for me.
You're only doing a law degree after a master's. Don't worry about it. You're far smarter, and that scares me daily, especially when I lose arguments more and more with you. But we're gonna move on, guys.
Oh God,
these guys here. What's happening, Danny? Describe what you're seeing. It's a classic.
I don't know. It's like they borrowed the Blood Angel's cup to like go.
There's only so many. There's only so many 3D printable files that they can steal from.
Yeah, it's pretty.
The middle finger on the sergeant there is hilarious, though.
Why?
I didn't even notice
off? Like the camera crew?
Anybody? Yeah.
Oh, well, that's rude.
It's apparently Kato Sicarius' bachelor party came through from Kim. I want to say it's right after like the main Ultramarine. I want to say that's Gulliman in the center, just because I hate his face. Went up and insulted like a regular Imperial guardsman. That guardsman just punched him in the face, knocked him out. and his friends are carrying him away. He's like, yeah, I could beat you anytime. But he can't because he's an
He says, I'm a black belt.
blue belt, more like.
Well, in Ultramar, that's better.
True.
Blue belt is the best belt.
Moving on, I found this on Reddit. I loved it very much. Fuck birthstones. Which rhino variant are you? Come on, guys, chat, get on in here. My birthday is in July. I am a Vindicator, which goes well with my personality. Danny, where are you at?
I'm like that fucking Damocles Rhino, Command Rhino thing.
Oh, but you're so special and only available in one place.
And unusable in 40K.
Dickie, what you got? What are you? What's your birthday?
September. I'm September.
Oh, okay. So we're in the same boat then, Dickie.
You're both removed from 40K.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we got Sherman here. He's an exorcist. Great choice. Bums at you. I got a sister's one. Keep that. Yeah, good. That's gonna end you up here. I'm gonna keep finding guys. Keep making these. I love these birthstone variants.
I like how June is the repressor, which is like something that nobody ever uses anymore because it's like hasn't existed in many years.
There was a deliberate thought of satire here that the repressor is in during Pride Month, and this is maybe representing a terrible part of our fan base.
Oh no,
I don't agree with it. Just like, was this a terrible political statement? Someone was like very subtle with. I will say after the repression in July, vindication. So we're all good there.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, John, they could have used a lot of other tanks instead of the repressor. I mean, like they had to use an impulsor, but they still have all the different whirlwinds.
Yeah.
Like, and so, okay.
And then I also like December has the anti-aircraft Rhino in order to take down Santa.
Sandy. Oh.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Next up, something that's bugged the crap out of me ever since it's been announced. Did you know some familiar fiends return in the Age of Darkness? Did you know things created in the 41st millennium? No, we're actually in the 30th millennium. It's a good thing I didn't throw mine out of upsetness.
Slaughter brutes.
When did you do that? I just saw him like a week ago.
Yeah. Well, there's like some plates on there, but he's in the trash. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I just I put in all that work. I was pinning him up, as ready to go. I was gonna have a good meme world eaters list, and then GW was like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, that's okay."
What if they change their mind?
That's true. They might. But I was just like, I don't know. I was caught in that wonder scenario of being overwhelmed by all of the crap in my house and looking at an unusable model. So it was donated to the trash, but that's okay.
All right.
Yeah, so Demon Engines now have rules for 30K. Danny, Dicky, do you see any other 40K things being moved over to the 30K universe?
Well, not marine shit.
Rhinos.
Sure. Right, what? No.
For like non-sisters or non-chaos marines, I see that. I could see that happening.
Oh, you're like you take the Rhino
all the
away
Primaris,
from Space Marines.
Yeah, take all the Primaris shit right out of the game.
I could see that.
And it goes to Heresy only, or they get rebranded for Sword Class or Chaos Marines.
All baby Marines.
Actually, maybe Chaos getting a new Rhino kit would be a really great addition to their army for their new codex. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. It would be. It'd just be more spikes and be impossible to hold.
This guy's trolling me.
What? No, I'm not trolling you. I don't have to do that.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Guys, we're gonna cut it short there with Around the Net. The next couple are some good discussions I want to have in a slightly elongated fashion because there's some great stuff coming up here and some bad stuff, but that's okay. Next week, always next week, no matter what my wife says. But we're gonna round off this week as what's gonna be a new tradition with some of this bumper that's coming up right now that I'm gonna give Dicky time to queue up. It's time for fan fiction. Yeah, I could probably cut like 2 seconds off the end there. That's okay. It's a good restroom break. Danny, you feel rested up? You good to go? You ready to listen?
Yeah, let's go.
Amazing. I had a ton of fun, Danny. I don't know if you I think I sent Abby the spoiler episode 1 to you last week. I had a lot of fun doing that. So not only did I create episode 2, but I've also mapped out through episode 20. So I'm quite excited about the future of this. But we'll see. Maybe it'll be pretty terrible. We'll know. And yeah, Miguel, thank you. It is the best bumper ever. You're welcome. Yeah.
He's just happy because he won the game.
That's
Jesus.
true. That's true.
Should he be happy about that?
But yeah, let's go down again. If you weren't around last week, I got sick of trying to find appropriate fan fiction that we could make fun of, and not fan fiction that was just sad and depressing or overtly sexual in nature. So I made my own, and this is episode 2 of Abby the Despoiler.
Previously on Abby the Despoiler.
Today, my friend Karn the Betrayer and I are leading the 13th Black Crusade against El Imperio del Hombre. Araman, do you see a way for our Black Fleet to break through the Cadian Gate? We did it. Lologramos.
And now, part 2 of Abby the Despoiler.
Hola, amigos. It's me, Abaddon the Despoiler. I'm the War Master of Chaos, and I'm trying to find a powerful demon weapon called Drachnyen. Can you help me find it? Great. Vamonos. Who do we ask for help when we don't know which way to go? Nervist and the Sorcerer. Right.
To get to Drachnyen, you must go through the Immaterium, then pass the Well of Eternity, turn left at the Chasm of Despair, and you'll reach the Tower of Silence on the Planet of Sorcerers.
Got it. Immaterium. Well of Eternity. Left at Chasm of Despair. Tower of Silence. Vamonos. Let's go. Look, it's Karn the Betrayer.
Skulls for the Skull Throne, blood for the Blood God.
Have you seen the demon sword Drachnyen?
Skulls for the Skull Throne, blood for the Blood God.
Oh no, he's in a blood rage. We can't get past him when he's in a blood rage. Will you help quench his bloodlust?
Will you help?
Great! How many prisoners of war will it take to satisfy his hunger? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 418, 419, 420. Great job, everyone. You helped make him lucid enough to get by.
Nice.
We made it to the
420.
Tower of Silence. Do you see Drachnyen? You found it. Now it's mine. Gracias for your help.
Come to my pocket dimension, little ones.
No way, Tresin. We're not falling for that.
But I have cake and ice cream. I definitely won't store you trapped in time in my personal museum.
Oh no, Abby found a sword, but also the dastardly Trazyn the Infinite. Will the promise of candy lure our heroes into Trazyn's unmarked white pocket dimension? Find out next time on Abby the Despoiler.
Now, all right, I have some questions about it.
Okay, notes. Let's go. Yeah,
All right. So this was written by AI or written by you?
this was written by me and voiced by AI.
I see. Okay. All right.
I noticed
that
you
answers-
giggling a little bit when I got the reference of who helps us find things. Like, I appreciated that. There was some research going in there. That's why, like, good parody is like it's in the what voice is Trazyn? It's a random AI voice that I found. It does sound an awful lot like Phil's dad from Modern Family. What's that guy's name? He was an Anchorman as well. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted a creepy sounding man because Val thought it would be funny. He was like, "Hey, maybe Trazyn tries to kidnap the kids." I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, questions.
I'm ready for that to be an animated short.
Well,
John.
we need to make that animated,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we just guys, please, like, we're gonna start like a pledge drive,
Like a
to make-
GoFundMe or something. Please animate.
Oh, before we get that, see, maybe they'll put it on Warhammer Plus. Who knows?
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't call it that if you wanted it to be on Warhammer Plus.
That's why I called it that. Oh, yeah, lots of fun. Cliffhangers in there. Like I said,
know,
we're planned out a little way out. It goes a little funky with the timeline, but
I'm
that's
excited
okay.
for next show.
Warp
really.
stuff.
Yeah, I want to see what the next episode is going to be.
Yeah. Well, let's see if the kids can escape from Trazyn the Infinite, and let's see if I have time to write it this weekend. Who knows? Anyway, guys, anything we want to touch on here before we sign out for the day?
No, I'm pooped.
Yeah, I bet. Dicky,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming back. Danny?
No, John, I'm what a great week. Thanks for being part of such a great show with me, John.
Yeah,
you know,
Dude, always.
Yeah.
Always. And like I
and
said, if you
too, Dicky, of course, we could not do this without you.
no, we
So thanks
literally
for being
could.
such an important part of
Yeah.
the team.
And we
It's-
have like
it-
some
I missed you guys, actually. I missed the whole show. It was nice to get the break, but yeah, it's nice pushing these buttons. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we got a lot of cool stuff we're planning on doing. A lot of cool things coming into the woodwork, which I'm very surprised about, but excited for doing too. And then we're gonna put that wonderful Canadian picture on the Grimcord. You can find that by joining our membership tier. We're changing around a little bit. You know what? Just putting these live shows behind a paywall immediately. Not very fun. Not very cool. So instead, this feed will be available at all times. But if you want to take part, including doing things like taking part in our Grim games that we play, can you beat Danny? Is that a bumper I'll have time to make this week? Who knows?
Not that hard.
Oh yeah, I get really weird and I make a whole bunch of bumpers for no good reason that we're never going to use. Join up. Let us know. Take part in the show. Or if you can't do that, watch us back, like and subscribe, or download the podcast. It all helps. Not fantasy, it just makes me feel better.
Hey, congrats to Miguel for winning the game too.
Yeah,
right?
dude, for crushing the game.
Nice job, dude. Yeah, killed me.
Killed you, absolutely.
Ruthless porn knowledge.
And then behind the paywall, if you want to be a member, I'm going to start throwing things up there. Like the outro song is up there. We're going to put all of the Abby the spoilers up there. They won't be pretty because I can't afford to have them animated, but they will be there in perpetuity. But until next Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, when life feels like a never-ending siege and things can't get any worse, join us here and remember that it's always grim after dark.
It's time to step into the grim darkness with nerds gather talking Warhammer madness. Grim After Dark, the podcast with the hosts John, Danny, and Val, but they're not the most. Claiming to be experts, but it's all a facade. Talking about battles and dice rolls, they're all odd. Trying to sound cool with their Warhammer talk, but I'm here to expose it's all just squawk. Nerds, everywhere I see talking Warhammer this like it's a decree. But let me tell you, homie, it is all just a game. In the real world, homie, we are not the same. So put down the dice, step out of the dark. It's time to live life, nerd, make your own mark. Grim After Dark, the nerds playground. Talking Warhammer this, acting all profound. But when I listen, it's all just a bunch of noise. I love roasting nerds and their stupid ass toys. Stupid ass toys, I wanna grab them, put my hands around the neck, squeeze, Warhammer squeeze, until they can't breathe or breathe again. Tell a friend, I'm out here roasting nerds again.